Hello and welcome to this, which is just going to be a quick overview of the new vehicles which have been added into the ARMA 3 Alpha, making it the ARMA 3 Beta. Just start off with the Blue 4 choppers. This is the AH-99 Blackfoot, which is a... It looks very similar to the Apache from ARMA 2, which is not a bad thing at all. I quite like the Apache. Like a couple of the choppers which have been added, but unlike any of the choppers which were previously in the game, this one has an independent gunner from the pilot, who is sat in front of the pilot, and who either fires the guns or indeed the pilot can take control off him for reasons I'm not sure of, maybe if he dies or something. But yes, it's very useful. You can see up at the top there's a little indicator telling you where he's looking. The flares, which will presumably be useful for diverting anti-air missiles, but I hit, in that case, by accident, because I was trying to get the gear deployed. As you can see, during flight it rather nicely tucks up into the belly of the aircraft, which I like a lot. Another Blue Force chopper here. This is the UH-80 Ghost Hawk. This is more the Blue 4 answer to the KA-60, to be honest, even though it is... well, I suppose that makes sense. It's also kind of like the Black Hawk from ARMA 2. Interior looks very similar. No guns on the I suppose the helicopter itself, although you do have two side-mounted miniguns, both of which can be controlled by players. As with the... I forgot what it's called now. As with the previous one, the gear tucks up into the belly of the aircraft. Alright, this is the Mi-48 Cajman, which is Op4, a new chopper from the Op4. I believe it's the only new chopper that Op4 has. Has, once again, same as before, same as the first chopper, which I can't remember the name of. I should really have a note of that, but it has a front-mounted gunner, independent of the pilot. It has 3 firing modes. I'm sure the others have different firing modes as well, I just didn't find out, which I probably should do. I like this chopper, so I'm not sure whether I like the look of this chopper. I do like the fact that it has coaxial rotors, because I just think that's incredibly cool, rather than having a tail anti-torque. I do like this. At the same time, it does look like, I mean, it's ugly. Look at the fucking thing. The thing is ugly, but I do like the dual rotors, the coaxial rotors. It also comes in black. This is the KA-60 as it existed before, except that it's been renamed to the PO-30 Orca rather than the KA-60. Just nothing. Just something to be aware of. Alright, this is the CH-49 Mohawk, which is a chopper for a new faction, sort of. They were in the alpha, you could be on their team, but they didn't have any vehicles specific to them. So this is the independent chopper. It's the only independent chopper. They don't have many vehicles. That may well change. Nevertheless, I quite like it. It's purely a transport chopper, insofar as I can tell. I may be incorrect on that. I didn't spend a whole lot of time with any of the choppers, particularly. What you're seeing is what I did, basically. Took them off, flew them to Air Station Mine, landed them, reloaded the next one. So, but yeah, primarily a transport chopper, which is fine. Transport choppers are cool. Hopefully we get an armed version at some point in the future. Or maybe not. This is one of my less successful landings, because I came in at a weird angle. This is also the final new chopper. Now we move on to the tanks. This is the AMV-7 Marshall, which is a Blue 4 tank, I guess. I don't know what there is to say about it. It's nice and fast. I believe it maxes out about 110 kilometers an hour, if you can find a flat enough place to run it. You could probably go faster than that down a big enough hill, but I'm not sure that counts as top speed, really. I couldn't get it above 100. Above about 100 on Stratus runway, which is probably the longest flat piece of ground on Stratus.
Right,
Op 4's answer to that is
right,
the MSE-3 Married, which has a very nice grenade machine gun from the Elfrid on the top of it. Very similar speed. Maxes out once again at about 110, 100 to 110.
Ceasefire. Fire.
Now we have a Blue 4 car, a new Blue 4 car. This is the HEMTT. Looks to be a transport truck of some description. It was at this point that I discovered that horns have finally been added to the cars. This is, I don't really know what to say about this. It's a transport thing. It's fairly fast, I suppose. 83 seems to be its maximum speed. Nice and big, nice and fast. It also comes with one of those versions of transport. I also found the horn on that as well. This is the Iranian or Op 4 version. The Zamak, or the Zarmak, or however the fuck you pronounce that. Very similar. The interior looks a bit shite, to be honest. Looks like it's either got a broken window or incredibly dirty windows, but it also has a lying speedometer. I said that strange, didn't I? But that speedo is quite clearly lying. Good old-fashioned Iranian technology. Yeah, this thing is about the same speed, maxes at 82, 83. What a fantastic horn. It also comes with another version, which, you know, looks like that.
Forward.
Now we move on to the independent.
Right. Forward. Right.
New
Stop.
car. Or the independent. Well, I suppose it's an armoured personnel carrier rather than a car, isn't it? Called the Strider. Which is fast as shit. That's all I can describe it as. It's very nice, very fast. Goes like a bat out of hell. Can also take corners quite quickly. It also has a grenade machine gun version. And a heavy machine gun version. This is the final, the only new boat. The rescue boat. It's available to all factions and the civvies. It's just an assault boat, but it is orange, really. Alright, so that's it. I don't think I will have missed anything. I'm going to continue talking with this submarine gameplay. I'm not entirely sure if the submarine was actually in the alpha. I think it was, but it may not have been. I never saw it used. Nevertheless, I don't think I missed anything. I don't know if they added any weapons, to be honest, but I couldn't work out a correct way to, or a feasible way to go through every single, to check for new weapons, basically, in the editor, whereas with the vehicles it was fairly simple to do so. Alright, I